Welcome to the West, the Wild Wild West. That's what we're gonna call the New Carolina Panthers now. We're gonna call this the Wild Wild West. Welcome to Death Row, where we take all quarterbacks on, good, bad, limping, bad arms, no accuracy. Welcome to the Carolina Panthers. Tell them, Dre. This for Baker Mayfield. Yeah. Welcome to the hospital that we call the Carolina Panthers, that they just seem to keep bringing in old, washed up. They just keep doing it. They keep doing it. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't know what's going on, guys. But we find ways to keep bringing in these old, washed up guys to try to save the franchise. It's your boy. It's Will. I'm back with another episode of Black Cat Panther Podcast, and I just want to welcome you all to the Wild Wild West. It's getting more ridiculous by the day. The report out, and as you saw it in the description, and I can't really make this up. I mean, it gets no sweeter than this. The report that's out right now, per source, and the source is Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com, is saying that the Carolina Panthers are in the front seat of getting Baker Mayfield. Carolina Panthers, right now as we speak, are trying to do what they could to bring in Baker, Mr. Mediocre Mayfield to Carolina. I don't understand it. I don't get it. They do this from week to week, and I'm sitting here trying to understand why. I don't understand what they're doing here in Carolina. I made a couple of videos this week, and I've been saying all week long, if you're going to pull a trigger on a quarterback, Garoppolo would have been the much better option. Or if you're trying to trade for somebody, he would have been the much better option. But these guys decide that Baker Mayfield, from what they've seen from him, somehow, some way, Baker Mayfield is the savior for the Carolina Panthers. Now, I'm going to do one thing, and I'm going to read Baker Mayfield's stats last year. Now, try not to let the room shake up under you. Try not to get too carried away. The guy had 3,000 yards. Ooh, let's give this man a round of applause. 3,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. 3,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Well, that's not too impressive. What was his quarterback rating, you know? What was his quarterback rating? He had to have a very high quarterback rating. No. 83.1. 83.1. Which means at best he was average. So why are we trading for a mediocre quarterback when we have a mediocre quarterback, a below mediocre quarterback in Sam Darnold? Somebody help me understand. The thought of actually going up should be us trending upward, not downward. Baker Mayfield last year had more weapons, he had better coaching, and he had a I don't know what to call this, a better situation and a better system in Cleveland last year, and still he couldn't flourish. So why does he think or believe that he can come to Carolina and automatically start winning? I get it. I get it. I understand. They got a new Ferrari and Deshaun Watson that's sitting there in the garage and they want to test it out. And I made this analogy earlier. Well, I made this point earlier. You have an upgrade in all of your weapons that's way better. I mean, let's be honest. OBJ was better last. Well, OBJ is a superior talent than most receivers we have on our roster right now. Jarvis Landry. I mean, let's match it up piece for piece. Their offensive line versus our offensive line, much better, much better. There's no need to even go position by position on the offensive line. They were much better. Let's look at receivers. OBJ to DJ Moore. You could say potatoes to apples to potatoes. I mean, let's be honest, man. DJ Moore is a stud receiver, 1,100 yards, no matter who's throwing to him. He is absolutely a beast. But let's be honest, I'll take OBJ over him at this current present moment. You saw OBJ in the Super Bowl. Let's not be crazy. Let's not let our eyes fool us. OBJ is still a dominant receiver when he has a quarterback. Look at Matthew Stafford and how he worked that guy in there. So, Jarvis Landry. I mean, let's be honest. Jarvis Landry or Robbie Anderson. Mm, I'll take Jarvis Landry for 500, Alex. Ah, let's look at Nick Chubb, and now this is where it gets interesting. Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey, both have injury problems, but when healthy and on the field, they're like yin and yang. They're interchangeable. Like they're almost in the same position. So Baker had practically Christian McCaffrey almost last year in Cleveland with Nick Chubb, and he also had Kareem Hunt, and still couldn't get the job done. I don't understand this cat. Tight end, you got to upgrade. You got two good tight ends being led by Njoku, even though he was hurt part of the year. And what we have at tight end is a up and coming Tommy Tremble and uh Ian Thomas. You know, the guy that's on the run from the cops all the time. You know, Mr. Getting away from the police, or Mr. We like Ian Thomas and we re-signed him because he can run 22 miles per hour on a radar gun. That guy. This is what we have here in Carolina, which is, let's be honest, it's a slight step down from what he had in Cleveland. And yet he thinks he can come here and resurrect his career. I'm not high on Baker Mayfield at all because he misses the throws that he should make. Yes, he did carve us up last year, but we had a bad year last year. Let's be honest. Keep seeing highlights from where he carved us up. And guess who was the guy that they did it on? Dante Jackson. Yeah, yeah. I can't make this up. Can't make this up. Who we made that touchdown on. But that's not the here nor there. That's, separate for another video. What I'm trying to do today is get a little bit of understanding as to why the front office seems to believe that Baker Mayfield could be a viable option at quarterback, even though he is currently, well, even though he's on the Cleveland roster, we're going to call him teamless. We're going to call him teamless because nobody wants him. I mean, let's be honest. Your own team didn't want you, so they went and upgraded and got a Cadillac instead. They went from a Pinto to a Cadillac. Your own team did this. I can't make this up. So, I mean, let's be honest, man. When your own team says we've had enough, we got to find somebody. We can't win with this guy. We got to go out and get somebody better. Why would we want the table scraps? Is Baker Mayfield better than Sam Darnold? Could be. I mean, they practically the same player. If you look at their numbers and pull it up, they possibly could have similar numbers. I don't feel like even looking at Sam Darnold or anything that's considered to be Sam Darnold alike. I don't even want to look at his face or his picture because I'm so out on Sam Darnold right now. So I read you Baker Mayfield's number last year. Last year, 3,000 yards. I what the hell? What is that gonna do for us? We had three quarterbacks last year that combined for 3,500 yards, and you saw how horrible they were. Three quarterbacks in PJ Walker, Cam Newton, and well, what's his face? Sam Darnold. Yeah, who gives a whatever his name is. The point I'm trying to make is we already got dumpster juice, and then you go and you add more dumpster juice on top of what we have here. Are we trying to win in Carolina, or are we just? I I, I can't say that. I can't say that. I'll say this. Trying to be nice. I have been down with the Panthers before since '97. That was my team since '97, and I've seen them come and go. I've seen the quarterbacks come and go. The Chris Winkins, the Rodney Peets, the Jake Delones, the Matt Moores, the Jimmy Clausens, the Cam Newtons. We even had Testaverde come out of the freaking garage one year from teaching. It was just that bad one year. And we were right back in the same situation. Everybody remember Vinny Testaverde. I'm not going to even go there. If you're a Panther fan, you know what I'm talking about. Let's not play. Before Cam Newton, we had a good 3-4 year gap where we didn't have no consistency. And when Matt Rule came in, he decided he wanted to fumble all that consistency, even though the guy was hurt. And now look at us now. We're trading or the possibility of us even thinking about having Baker Mayfield in Carolina makes me sick to my stomach. I don't want to hear anything about Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew. I don't want to hear anything about those trash ass quarterbacks. Excuse my language. I'm working on me. But as you can see, I get a little passionate. What can we do to really stand up and have a voice? Because I know this can't be Scott Fitterer making a stupid decision like this. I mean, you can see what the thought process is. And if they do this, that means that they absolutely either one, believe that they can use Baker as a bridge and draft another quarterback, or two, they believe that they don't see any talent in this draft that's worth taking a pick. So what they're going to do is Captain Obvious, get a veteran quarterback, and then go left tackle at number 6. I don't have a problem with that. It's just they getting the wrong guy. Baker Mayfield is the wrong guy. We should have nothing to do with Baker Mayfield. And I'm dead serious. If you want to win, and the Cleveland Browns has shown us they wanted to win, they got rid of the problem in Cleveland. The problem, Baker Mayfield. OBJ told us. His daddy told us. The fans told us. So what are we doing? Lord knows, help. Somebody help me. Help me, please. Help me, please understand what's going on here. I'm to the point now where last season was so complicated and so hard to watch. I was miserable from September to December. I was miserable. Every Sunday, I hold my head down. And I said this year, I was hoping that it was going to be the same. Because if you felt as sick as I felt watching those games and how disgusted I felt and watching what Matt Rule was doing with the cast of players. And it pisses me off to see us have this extreme we got great talent on the defensive side of the ball and we have great offensive talent and it's being pissed off and wasted. It pisses me off to see this. I don't understand why Matt Rule is even there anymore. Because if you go and you get Baker Mayfield, I don't care how well they upgrade this offensive line. Maybe he wants to get fired. Maybe he realized that coaching in the NFL is too big for him. We all want one thing. We want to wake up on Sunday mornings and watch the Carolina Panthers get on that field because we all pay to see a product that we want to see a winning culture. That's what we all do. That's why I'm sitting here talking about the Carolina Panthers because I want to see a winning culture. That's why a lot of you people turn in and you tune in every Sunday because you hope that they get it right on the field because you love to see the team. It's been my team for years. And the hardest thing to do is to watch other fans get excited about football. And I'm sitting here like, well, I know the front office is going to mess this up. I know the front office is going to jack this thing up. Or I know the head coach is going to jack it up on a Sunday. I'm to the point now where I had days where I would get excited and the letdown was so major. So I'm not even letting my heart get invested this year because it's like I'm already defeated before the season even got started. I mean, because if you bring in Baker Mayfield, hopefully, I mean, you got Ben McAdoo. Hopefully, what can Ben McAdoo get out of Baker Mayfield? What can he do? They are praying that a better offensive line can help this team be better. And I'm gonna let you know, we had holes all over the board last year. We had holes all over the board last year, everywhere. It wasn't just one thing. We had no discipline as a team. We had guys quitting on the field because they looked at the quarterback last year and they weren't inspired. You can't teach that. You can't have these guys come out here and they already automatically know before the game even gets started they're gonna lose. What kind of hope is that going to inspire for winning? You can't have winning football and do that. I don't care who you are. I'm gonna be honest. I have no faith whatsoever in Matt Rule. None. And I'm gonna go out on a limb to say if he gets fired, and I hope he gets fired quickly if he decides to go with Baker Mayfield because I'm so not in on this deal. I'm so not sold on this. There is much better things I can do with my time on a Sunday than watch Baker Mayfield stink up the joint. I mean, will it be okay if they get Baker Mayfield? We're forced to like it. If they go and they pull the plug on him, that's another quarterback and another quarterback graveyard that we created. You do the math. Cam, PJ Walker, Sam Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater, and now this cat. That's 5 quarterbacks. Come on, man. C- come on. I'm to the point now where I'm with Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson felt some kind of way about him coming here, and the first thing he let it know, no, he didn't want it. I cannot blame the guy. Can't blame him at all because we all know what Baker Mayfield is. We all know exactly what Baker Mayfield can do, and he's limited as a quarterback. He's limited. Be quite honest with you, he's limited, and that he can do. So I'm to the point now where I've seen enough of him to realize he isn't the guy. They saw enough of him in Cleveland. Going forward, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm hoping that I don't have to come back to you today with breaking news saying that we got Baker Mayfield. I just had to go on a little mini rant before they get him because I'm I don't know. It kind of disturbed me to see that. It really did. It disturbed me to see that because Baker Mayfield is just that bad of a quarterback. And like I gave you his numbers, I could go back as up to 4 years and show you his numbers to show how unimpressive he's been. But what's the point of that? I think in order to usher in a new era, if you can't get the right veteran in, then you have to draft a young guy and just pray that he has a good year this year. And you bet yourself on it. Or you just continue with the trash that you got with Donna. Because before you bring in another trash, you should just work with what you got. You brought him here. Nobody asked you to pull a trade on Sam Donald. You did it. So maybe you need to die with him. If he fall on the knife and cut himself, you need to be right there beside him to lick his wounds. I don't know. I don't know. I'm letting you know, man. Welcome to the Wild Wild West. And quite honestly, from here, it can only get worse. So, guys, I'm having a good one today. It's a very entertaining one today. I thought I was gonna do an NFL roundtable today, but I'm not. I'm going to possibly look to do one maybe next week, hopefully, if I can get everybody together. But hardest thing to do is, get everybody all on one schedule. So I'm working on that. But anyway, it's been a lovely one today. Love you guys. I will see you guys again later.